Yeah, it's so exciting to be here in Cape Town. I mean, it seems only yesterday that was sort of 100 days to go, 50 days to go. Having the players in camp for the last sort of 5 or 6 weeks has been great preparation for us. And I think for us, just getting to showcase again on a world stage and getting opportunities against some of the top teams is just an exciting prospect for this young group. Scotland's preparation has been good. We had 5 camps, weekend camps. You know, none of our players get paid or funded, so they're all still in full-time work, or education. So it was really important that we made the camps as practical as possible. So just across the weekends, which we got together, which was great. We had an opportunity against the Welsh team, which was really good to go down to Cardiff and play against those and just hit out against a different style of opposition. So that was good. And we also brought in an all-stars team as well, some of the best players across the Super League back home. So I feel like we've ticked all the boxes we needed to. This is a team that are still improving, and I think that's what's exciting for me. You know, we're by no means a finished article, but every time we step out into court, we're learning something new. That kind of shows with the age and experience of the group as well. Since the Liverpool World Cup, it's been a quick process. I came in a year after that, so I've only really had 3 years with the group. Obviously, COVID hit, which was a huge obstacle for so many teams. I literally got the job in the March and we went into lockdown 2 weeks later. So my first meeting with the group was over Zoom, which was interesting. So I didn't actually get to select the team until about 6 months later. We've had test series against Barbados, we've had World Cup qualifiers, we had obviously the Commonwealth Games. So what we've been trying to do is put in opportunities for the group. I think that was so key when I took over that role at Scotland, that you didn't just come to a major competition with no opportunities. Getting them used to going on tour, so we came to Pretoria before Christmas, which was amazing, played against South Africa and Zimbabwe, and just trying to hit up different styles. You know, the beauty of the World Cup is that you play against African nations, Caribbean nations, you play against the top teams, but as a smaller nation, you don't get those opportunities regularly. So it's been really important that we've had a structured build up through it, and someone like Kaz Atkinson, who's our PD, has really helped us design that model as well. So we came into the World Cup feeling probably the best prepared we've ever been. We want to get out of the group, we want to finish in the top 3, but I'm also very realistic about not putting a number on it. I think the reality is, you know, you're coming into this competition blind, other than like in England, Australia, New Zealand, where they're playing against each other in sort of Suncorp or ANZ or Super League. We're facing teams, you know, Barbados with 2 new key players in there. You know, I've heard loads about Tonga, I've seen them on video, but we haven't come across those guys yet. And, you know, that first group is tough. You've got England, Malawi and Barbados. You know, you've got to target at least 1 win in there, and we are targeting a team like Barbados to go out there and perform and win. But we want to challenge Malawi. You know, we want to try things out against England, even though you know where the results are going to lie. So it's quite an interesting concept coming into the World Cup like that. Although I don't want to put a ranking number on it, I need to see this group improving. I think we've got a real responsibility as teams that are ranked 6 to 12 in the world to start actually going, we're not happy being in here, how are we attacking the gap? And that might not come in 2 years, 4 years, it might take 8 or 10 years, and I did that process with England, you know, and I think that's a really important thing to remember here. We want to play good netball in a style that works for us, and hopefully the rankings will come and reward us for that. I truly believe in attacking the gap, otherwise what's the point? If we're only ever going to sit there and say there's 4 or 5 teams competing each time, what's the point in that for our sport? So that's going to happen. You have to look long term. Performance doesn't happen overnight. We had opportunities to bring in others, to bring in more age experience, but if you truly believe in what you're building, you have to go through the process, and that's a risk. You know, we've brought 2 young goalkeepers here that haven't even taken the court in Super League. You know, we've got a group that could potentially, bar Brownie, go 2 more cycles, maybe 3 more cycles if they wanted to. Like, that is an exciting prospect. And we've also put things in behind the scenes that, regardless of who the next regime is or what that looks like moving forward long term, we've brought in more competition, we've developed our pathway, we've looked at things that go, right, this is not just about now, this is about what it looks long term. I want to be a group that's happy because we only lose to England by 20. You know, I want to actually tell the players at some point in the future there'll be an opportunity to go out there and challenge these top teams, and as long as you put the right product in place, you put the right system in place, you get the right buy-in from the players, there's no reason to believe that longer term that can happen. And every team has to do their own journey, but I actually believe in what we're trying to do is the right way for the whole sport. Since we've been in Cape Town, the players arrived 2 days before I did, so you know they were just walking, stretching, doing the usual. So I came a couple of days later, which was fine. That they've done what they needed to do. I arrived straight into our first training session, got off the plane and hit them there. To be honest, now is the time of just cementing things, just making sure everybody's happy, get them through the week. We've got a couple of games, practice games against Fiji and Uganda, which I think will really help us to look at those different styles. But the work needed to be done before we arrived in Cape Town, and I believe we've done that. I'm really happy with the kind of brand of netball we're trying to play. It's different, but it works for us. We know we need to win more ball. We know we need to score more goals. That's just a given. So we're trying to implement things in place that work for us. We don't have a 6'5" shooter. We don't have, a Shamira Sterling down the other end. We have our Scottish Thistles, and we're trying to play a way that complements us the best.